This video is a compilation of videos from my channel that I've put together to create a specific path for those of you who really want to work on your speed, your dexterity, your precision and your control in your handpan playing. This is for those who want to really take it up a notch with regards to split hand, split finger and all that fun stuff. So let's get into it, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. So let's dive right in. We're going to look at some split hand stuff. I'm going to give you a little rundown of how to actually correctly rotate in order to avoid injury and keep you playing for a long time. And then I'll introduce a nice little exercise to practice that split hand technique. So by split hand, I mean splitting your hand into two parts, two separate drumsticks, if you will. One part is this side of your hand here, and the other is this side. Or you could split it this way, live long and prosper. But whatever happens, when I think about it, and you can think about it in different ways depending on which finger you're using, but in this instance, if we're going to use this finger to strike and this finger to strike, then I think of my middle finger as the pivot point, and I'm going to pivot, rotate on that middle finger, keeping that where it is, twisting the wrist, like so. And you can practice that motion all the way up top, all the way around, up top, all the way around, treating that middle finger as the pivot point. And the same with the other hand as well. So this is kind of the baseline and the general rule for any kind of motion where you're rotating. Obviously the shifting point just changes a little bit. Say you might use your thumb and your middle finger, which we've explored before already this month, if you're using two different notes. So your pivot point might actually be this finger instead, right? But if you're going to use today, like as we're going to do today, your index finger and your ring finger, then the pivot point shifts, right? So this is just giving you that dexterity and that ability to use your hand in all those different ways. And all we're going to do is practice striking the ding with your index finger. So starting up here, moving down and out, your index strikes and then continues. You let that momentum bring you back down. So now your hand is coming down and this way, in towards the instrument. And you strike with your index. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out. This is with my right hand. And you want to be aiming to strike in exactly the same spot every time. If you find that you're striking in a slightly different spot, so you're kind of towards the left of the ding and the right of the ding, that means you're not rotating enough. That means you're basically striking up and down with a little bit of a push this way. You need to rotate enough that you're striking in the same spot every time. And don't forget to practice as well with your non-dominant hand. So if with my left I'm striking with my index, I start with my palm facing up, rotate down, strike in the center of the ding, continue that momentum this way. Obviously I'm completely exaggerating this movement, but this is a good place to start. Then I come down, get that that ring finger ready, strike in the middle of the ding, continue that momentum. And it's like you're creating this like U shape with a more precise, almost like a V shape, I guess. But instead of straight up and down, you're curving it just a little bit with that little spike at the bottom where you strike. Oops. Now, I am also engaging the finger just a little bit so that all my fingers don't scrape across the instrument. So in order to avoid this swishy motion, I am lifting and using the individual finger like a little mini drumstick as well, and then striking down. But then I do immediately relax, and you'll notice that all of my other fingers are very, very relaxed. I'm not holding my hand out like this. I'm keeping it all really relaxed. My wrist is loose, nice and high above the instrument. engaging the finger just for the moment of the strike, so you kind of can whip it down a little bit. Just like so. So I invite you to practice that, to get to know that a little bit. And then what we're going to do is introduce a small exercise just to get you used to this motion. So once you've practiced each hand individually, I then invite you to bring both hands to the pan. One hand will be on the ding, one hand will be on a note. I like to keep it comfortable and use a note directly towards either side of the instrument, so my hands are kind of the same distance from my body. But I recommend practicing on both sides, so both hands get used to the different shapes of the instrument as well, different subtleties in the shape. What we're going to do is strike both hands together so you can really feel the difference between both of the hands. Usually one hand feels a bit weaker, a bit less controlled than the other. So if we practice with both hands together, then we can kind of mirror what the dominant hand is doing and get them both up to speed. Remembering to strike in the same spot every time. Engaging the finger for that nice strong sound. Still getting a nice bounce and not stroking the instrument. Nice. And so from here, we'll do a little beat division exercise, a little bit like the very first Handpan lesson that we did, but not as intense. We're just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So we start with ones, then we add the ands, then we add the e's and the us, then we're creating this mountain shape, come back with the ands, down to the ones again. And then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Let's try that to a metronome, shall we? So, here we go. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E. Ready, off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a down to ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a good warm-up exercise for any practice, regardless of where you are in your journey, just to kind of bring it back to the basics of how this rotation is actually working, making sure you're striking in the right place. We're just going to do this one more time, but this time, instead of bouncing from the instrument, we're going to purposefully mute the instrument. What this is good for is practicing a little bit more strength in your strike. This really will warm you up. You'll find yourself getting a little bit more tired. But my invitation for you is to try and get a nice strong sound even though you're muting it, without putting too much power into it that you're harming the instrument. Right? You want a nice, firm, strong sound for this one. All right, let's try it. Ready, 1, 2, off we go. 1, switch each time if we like. Trying to maintain that rotation even with the more downwards muting. Really feel how you have to change the way that you play in order to not get that swish, but still get a strong muted sound. Alright, last two. See as you start to speed it up that this huge rotation starts to get smaller and smaller. We still have the intention of moving in that direction, but as you move a little bit faster, you can't literally make it all the way there, right? But if I were to continue in the motion that I'm making, that's where it would go. We're looking at some wrist rotation in the context of making chord shapes and yeah, improving our dexterity and our speed in this motion. So there are two different exercises for today. Part one is the butterfly technique, and part two is the one-handed version of a similar kind of exercise. So what we're going to do is take two groups of 2 notes. So we've got our first group here, which is note 1 and note 3, and our second group here, which is note 2 and note 4. Right, so we're just kind of walking up the scale. And I invite you to keep your hands in place so that they are hovering above each of those notes. And the idea with this is that rather than moving to play each note, all that we have to do is keep our hand exactly where it is and rotate. So that's the motion that we're after. Right? And to practice this, we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And it's called the butterfly technique because we're making the shape of these beautiful butterfly wings. Once we're done with this group, we then start not on note 1 but on note 2. So we still have this group here, and then the right hand will move up to notes 3 and 5, and then we start on the left. Right hand stays where it is, the left hand moves up, and we start on the right. Then the left hand stays where it is, the right hand moves up, and we start, you guessed it, on the left. And as can be predicted from the order that we're going in, then the left hand moves up, right hand stays where it is, start on the right. So whichever hand stays, that's the hand that starts. And then the right hand moves. And then we do the same back down. Yeah, when we come back down, it'll be finger, finger, thumb, thumb, finger, finger, thumb, thumb. And when we go up, thumb, thumb, finger, finger, thumb, thumb, finger, finger. So for this exercise, we'll start 1, 2, 3, 4, nice and steady, so that we can map out that movement. And then we'll do it double speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we move to the next round. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and so on and so forth. Got the idea? Let's try it all together. Ready? 1, 2, off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. Right hand moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Left hand moves. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Right hand moves. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Left hand moves. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Right hand moves. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Let's go back down, starting on the right hand. Right, left, 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 right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, boom. Nice. I think I might have missed one here at the top somewhere. So I invite you to practice that along with the metronome, and then after a few repetitions, when you start to feel comfortable, or in a week's time when you've been practicing it every day, increase the tempo, increase the speed, so that you can start to get used to doubling that faster and faster. And that's going to give you the ability to have that nice kind of low down control, that wrist rotation, so you can do things like fun little trills or whatever quick, fast speed, double strikes you need to do between two different notes. That's version 1. Version 2 is very, very similar, but instead of playing one hand after the other, it's one-handed, then one-handed. So it'll sound a little bit different. So same shapes, but we're playing right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. So then you can start to think about it in a different way, hear the notes in a different way, and feel it without that in-between strike as your hand rotates, right? So let's try that whole activity, but this time one hand at a time. Everything else, all the principles are still the same. It's just that that's changing. Okay, ready? 1, 2, off we go. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. Left hand, left, left, right, right. but this time we're getting used to focusing on one hand and then the other. So I encourage you to practice that over and over for the next few days. Put it into your routine, see how your dexterity increases and your control gets a little bit better with repetition. We're going to bring it back to the split hand rotation exercises using the index finger and the ring finger. We're going to be using a muted strike and exploring accents. This is a really good warm-up exercise, and it's also just a good exercise for getting comfortable with the split hand technique. So I'm going to place my right hand on the ding, my left hand on note 4. Both of these are a D. And we're going to explore 2 different patterns. The first one is a 3-3-2 pattern. I love these. The next one is a little bit more complex. We'll use words to remember how it goes. So we're going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If you haven't already tried split hand technique yet, I recommend checking out a couple of videos previous. It's all in the Handpan playlist. Make sure you're comfortable with these. Anyway, let's get that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 pattern in our heads, and we'll keep it open for now. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So what we need to do is get our strikes nice and quiet, almost like ghost notes. Oops. But a little bit louder than ghost notes. So that we've got room to accent on the 1. Right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Nice. The next accent is going to be on the next 1. So every accent is on a 1. But because it's after 3, 1, 2, 3, the accent will be on the ring finger. So we need to practice getting that power from this rotation movement, right? This is really, really good practice for that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Nice. Once you've got that, let's add that final 1, and then we've got the full pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Making sure that you're striking in the same spot every time. Nice and loose, fingers nice and relaxed, shoulders down. Wrists a little bit raised. Nice. So now, let's do that exact same thing again, but this time we're muting, which requires a little bit more control and a little bit more effort. So let's try this together. Keeping those in-between strikes nice and gentle, so that the accents have room to really pull through. If you're only just starting with this as well, I recommend that you keep all of every single strike even quieter, so that you don't have to put as much energy and effort into getting those accents to cut above, right? And then as you get stronger, you can start to lift it a little bit. But in general, it's good to just have that wide range of dynamic anyway. All right, let's try it. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Relaxing the fingers. Watch out for those thumbs. looping motion, striking in the same spot every time. So I recommend that you practice that over on the other side as well, and in different places on your instrument. Maybe move it around a little bit so that you can get used to this motion. And the second pattern that we're going to learn is one that was taught to me by my singing teacher. And it's football chant, but it's not. This one isn't. It's "This is good for me. This is so good for me. This is good for me. This is so good for me," because practice is good for us. This is good for me. This is so good for me. Right? There's a lot of one after the other strong strikes in this one. I have to really work that ring finger here. Yeah? This is good for me. Let's just try that beginning part. So we've got accent, ghost, and then 3 accents all in a row. Yeah, let's just try that on a loop. This is good for me again. This is good for me. Ghost. 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 This is good. Watch out for those thumbs, reminding myself. Try it everywhere you can. Check in as well with what you're paying attention to in terms of the way that your muscles and your joints are working. Remember to try and think about how comfortable your dominant hand is, how uncomfortable your non-dominant is. That's usually the way that it goes. And try and mirror the movements in the comfortable hand in the non-dominant. It might mean practicing one hand at a time, kind of feeling how that feels to be comfortable with it, slow it right down, feel all those little movements. And then mimic that in the other hand, right? We're mirroring ourselves, learning from the way that it feels on each side of the body. So that's the first section. The second is, this is so good for me. This is so good for me. Yeah, this is so good for me. Got a lot of one after the other accents here. This is so good for me. Actually, the last 2 strikes are going to be ring finger and then index finger. So this is so good, ghost for me. This is so good 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 for me. Make sure that those ghosts in between, this is so good, ghost for me, ghost. This is so good, ghost for me, ghost, are really gentle, really, really quiet. Once you start to add more and more and more accents in, that's the thing that starts to disappear a little bit, is those quiet moments, that really nice dynamic control. That's what you really want to practice here. Yeah, get it to a point where you can barely hear it. You're definitely doing it because you're keeping that one after the other thing going all the time, but it's just nice and gentle. So let's put those 2 parts together then. This is good for me. This is so good for me. This is good for me. This is so good for me. This is good for me. This is so good. Let's slow it down a bit. This is good for me. This is so good for me. This is good for me. This is so good for me. This is So there are 2 patterns to help you practice and warm up your fingers in your split hand technique. So I recommend that you take those 2, maybe the beat division one from a couple of videos ago, and just introduce them to the beginning of your daily practice, right? So just spend 5 minutes on each activity, just having that time to really just warm up, move it around, just get the blood flowing, get you used to always having that movement in every practice, get that muscle memory going, and it will start to just come really natural. You'll be able to play quicker, easier, and it'll just become a general part of your improvisations and your compositions over time, right? So just do it without even thinking about it too much. If you make that the habit, I'm gonna do this a few times before I start playing whatever, then it will get easier and it will get comfortable.